What's going on, everybody? I hope you are as ready as I am to embark on this manga journey. I picked up something like 67, I think, volumes of manga between the last 2 months, being September and October. And we are currently in November. Today is November 1st, and I'm hoping to get this out by the weekend. I was supposed to get out a should you read video about Seventh Garden, but I'm not ready yet to drop that video. I'm still working on it. So I'm going to push that back a little bit. So I want to jump right into this. I don't want to waste too much time. Please sub to the channel. This is not a manga haul channel. This for the most part is a manga channel, but I do sometimes talk about music every once in a while. I do videos where I talk about albums that I listened to growing up. So let's jump right into this thing. I want to not have this be an hour long, so let's get to it. So let's just jump right into this. Right off the bat, we've got Dead Man Wonderland. I have a nice chunk of this series. This is volume 3 here. Got volume 8, volume 9, I think this is 10 right there. And we've got volume 13. I have already volumes 1, 2, and 4, so with this I get a little bit closer to completing the series. Dead Man Wonderland is pretty much a death game series, and it's one of like the earlier death game series. It is pretty dark, pretty brutal, but it's my favorite one that I've read. It's not like I think it's the only death game series that I've read, other than like if you consider I don't know if you consider Blue Lock a death game or not, because like nobody actually technically dies. Well, as far as from where I read, nobody died. This is The Girl in the Arcade, volumes 1 and 2. I talked about The Girl in the Arcade in a video that I did last week called I've been reading rom-com manga, so if you're curious about it, I'll link it below if you want to learn more about that series. We've got Summertime Rendering, volumes 5 and 6. I think these are available to purchase now. For a while, when these volumes were dropping for a while, like they were really difficult to come by, but I think they're readily available now. So if you want to check out Summertime Rendering, it's definitely a good time to do so. I also did a video about Summertime Rendering, and I'll link that one below as well, I guess. Why not? I'll link everything below. I'll link every video I've ever done below. But no, Summertime Rendering is a really good series, and I'll link the video that I did about it below for anybody that wants to check out Summertime Rendering. We've got Tokyo Revengers, volumes 3 and 4. This is the omnibus that collects volumes 3 and 4. I wasn't a huge fan of the anime because I think it could have been a lot better, but it seems like it didn't really do the manga a whole lot of justice according to manga readers. But being a person who reads manga, I'm usually 50-50 with adaptations, though I'm genuinely 100% loving the Chainsaw Man anime adaptation. We've got Ghost Reaper Girl Volume 2. This is a really good series. I did a video about this. I'm not going to link it. I'm not going to link it, dude. I've done videos about like half the series is in this. But this is a really good series. It's what's cool it's too is like it doesn't read like other manga. Like I got Elusive Samurai right here, and this one reads right to left. This one reads left to right. So instead of this being the end of the manga, it's the beginning. The manga usually opens on this side. I haven't opened this yet. I haven't started reading it, but I did. Like I said, I read the first volume, really enjoyed the first volume, so I'm excited to see where we go from here. Then we've got Elusive Samurai, as I just said before. I haven't read this volume either, but this is a really good series, and I am excited to continue it. And I'm sure sooner or later this will end up with an anime. I would honestly be surprised if it doesn't get an anime. And then we've got the man, the myth, the legend, Tatsuki Fujimoto, who has created one of my favorite series ever, which is Chainsaw Man. He also created Fire Punch, and he also did another one-shot aside from this one called Goodbye Eri, which is really good. This is, I think, my favorite one-shot, though, by Tatsuki Fujimoto. Just because it's so goddamn heartbreaking. And this is the first one-shot that I read by him. Not the first story that I read by him, but definitely the first one-shot that I read by him. Alright, so I mentioned these in another video. This is Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service. So I mentioned in the video before that I did that this is the complete set, and I'm incorrect. It is not the complete set. There's another volume coming. I'm not sure if volume 6 completes it or not, but yeah, I did these in a separate video because I kind of wanted to talk about it. I'd seen that like these big omnibus volumes, were pretty much, like, for the most part sold out on Amazon, except for like a handful of them. And I saw that that Right Stuff Anime had all of them available, so I jumped on it and I figured I wanted to make a video for anybody that might have been interested in checking these out and, you know, getting their hands on them. I thought that would have been really cool for anybody who, you know, wanted to get it and couldn't get it before. You know, if I thought it would be, you know, nice to do a little video, and I just kind of mentioned that you can. And I know somebody had mentioned to me in that video about somebody mentioned to me in that video about Wolf and Cub being also dropped in an omnibus. I'm not sure yet if I will end up picking those up. I'm kind of running out of space. We've got Hide and Closer. I picked up this whole series. It looks interesting. I think it's gonna be really good. I've never read it before, so I'm definitely interested in seeing, you know, where it's gonna go and what's gonna happen. But I like the artwork a lot, and it's definitely like that shonen, you know, type of artwork. So that definitely has my interest, you know, with that kid. And there's a lot of teddy bears in it, so that's cool to me as well. I'm a fan of stuffed animals. I've got a bunch of random stuffed animals because I am a man-child. So here's another volume. This is volume 5, and then we got 2 more here, 6 and 7. And I'm not sure. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not sure if this is the final volume or not, but apparently it is the final volume. So maybe I'll do a video about this series. You know, once I read it, I'll maybe do a video about it, or even after I read the first volume or something, depending on how old it is. I have a new series that I'm gonna start doing on the channel about older manga, and I'm gonna present like older manga in a different format than the way that I present my videos. You know, I usually do like my Let's Reviews or Let's Talk Abouts or whatever, but I'm gonna create a whole different way of talking about older series that I'm not going to mention yet. So I mean, I'll be doing that soon, and yeah, once I'm ready to drop a video on it, hopefully you all will enjoy, you know, the format that I have planned for how I'm going to talk about like older manga series. Alrighty, we're going to keep this train rolling with Hitomi-chan is Shy with Strangers. And of course I did a video about this series because why not? I've got like 80 something videos on this channel, so I've done a video about like damn near every manga that I own. So yeah, this is a really cute series. I haven't started this volume yet, but I have enjoyed the first 4 volumes. I've mentioned this, and I don't even know how many of these videos I even did. Yeah, like I said, I did a video about this series, and I mean, we'll see, you know, where it goes in the next volume. This is Kaiju number 8. I love this goddamned series, and it's actually getting an anime. Kaiju number 8 is getting an anime. This is a really good series. It's like a dude who, you know, becomes a kaiju. He's half man, half kaiju. 100% amazing. It's a really good series, and I highly recommend it if you like action anime. Or action manga for the map. If you like action manga. Jihen Kemono. Jihen Kemono. I don't know really much about this. I just started reading it. I'm reading it for a currently reading video that I'm going to be dropping in the next like 2 or 3 weeks. I'm still reading. I still gotta finish this. I gotta finish reading Tokyo Revengers over there. Actually, I gotta read volume 1 of Tokyo Revengers before I do that video. Here's another one that I'm also in the middle of. This is Chain Soldier volume 2. I wasn't a huge fan of volume 1, but I decided to check out volume 2 anyway, and I actually like volume 2 way more than volume 1. So I'm gonna be talking about this in my upcoming currently reading video. So if you want to know more about the series, check that out in a couple of weeks, or just read it for yourself if it's something you're interested in. It's kind of like High School DxD. If anything, it's exactly like that. It's like a high school DxD kind of a ripoff, and yeah, I mean, there isn't really a whole lot of depth to it. It's pretty much like every other, you know, manga, anime, whatever in that vein. You know, a lot of like fan service and whatnot. This is Momo the Blood Taker. Yeah, I'm like in the middle of this one. I'm gonna mention this in my currently reading video as well. The one thing that is a bit much with this series, I don't know if I showed you Volume 2, so I've got Volume 1 and Volume 2 of the series. One thing that's a bit much with this series is it got lolly really quick. Like, it got lolly really, really fucking quick. So, that was a bit of a turnoff. Otherwise, like, it's not a bad series so far. I mean, the gore and death and shit is pretty rad. I think they're doing that pretty well. So, I mean, I already bought Volume 2 because I enjoyed the characters. You know, I like the way everything is drawn, and I'm excited to see, you know, what is going to happen with these characters. And it kind of reminded me of another series that I cannot remember the damn name of off the top of my head. I'll show a picture of it over here. This is Drip Drip by Baru Itagaki. I loved her series, Beastars. I've seen the anime. I've never read the manga for Beastars, but I did read all of this manga, and I'm also going to be talking about this in my currently reading video that I have coming up. This series is wild. It's not really a series. This is actually like a one-shot manga that she did, and it's so over the top. I don't want to say too much about it here, but yeah, like, she pretty much gets a nosebleed anytime like she comes into contact with anything that she considers to be disgusting or nasty or filthy. And I'll say way more about it in the currently reading video, but yeah, I definitely recommend picking this up if you like just kind of nasty things. Like, if you like Mysterious Girlfriend X, you know, with the bodily fluid shit going on. Yeah, this is actually a really good read, and I'm glad that I picked it up. And the artwork, the way that it's drawn, I really like her a lot. I like her design, her character. It is a really solid read, and not super long. It's only like, I think, 200 pages or something like that. We got a hardcover for Dissolving Classroom by the master Junji Ito. I have this in a soft cover as well somewhere on one of my shelves. So I have the soft cover right here. I've had it for pretty much for forever. Right there, side by side, Dissolving Classroom paperback and this newly released hardcover. I will collect pretty much anything that Junji Ito does. I have a massive Junji Ito shrine up there behind me that is guarded by an alien, and it's guarded by Android 18 on one side and Bulma on the other side. And then we also have Black Paradox by Junji Ito. I'm going to be reading this pretty soon, maybe in like the next, week or two, because I want to do a video about this series. I'm going to do a Let's Review about it, but I'm not going to do... It's not going to be like a spoilery Let's Review. It's going to be more like... I'm going to try to keep spoilers out of it, but I'm going to read it, and I'll let you all know what I think of it. And I mean, if you're a fan of Junji Ito, I'm sure you're going to pick it up regardless of what I say or whatever or whatnot about it. So yeah, I'll definitely, give my 2 cents on it when I check it out and read it. But yeah, I definitely recommend pretty much picking up anything that this dude does. But if you want my honest opinion about a Junji Ito story that I highly recommend, that is going to be my favorite Junji Ito story ever, which is Uzumaki. So we've got Smoke and Parade Volume 5, 6, we've got 7 right here. I think it's upside down. That was correct. 7 right here. These are all sealed. I haven't really read too far into the series yet, sadly, but I did want to just collect all of it because of how difficult it is to come by the other series that these creators have made. These are the same mangaka that made one of my favorite series ever, Dead Man Wonderland, which, as you see, I picked up a bunch of volumes of Dead Man Wonderland, and I'm trying to complete the whole series, and hopefully one day I will be able to complete all of Dead Man Wonderland. I'm even surprised that I got as much of it as I did. There's still a bunch that I need, but hopefully over time I will be able to, finally have all of Dead Man Wonderland, and maybe I'll do a Dead Man Wonderland video. But yeah, like this series is really screwed up. I talked about it in a video that I did called Hey, Have You Read? So if you want to look up any of these videos, they're all on my channel, and I talk about pretty in depth about a lot of these series. So like if you see something and I didn't really say that much about it, chances are I have talked about it extensively in other videos, and I kind of don't want to keep, pretty much just saying the same things over and over about these series, because a lot of the times when I do these, like, I'm collecting more volumes of things that I've already talked about, and I don't want to keep, like I said, just saying the same thing to you guys over and over about a thing. So hopefully you've already read it yourself, or if you haven't, just jump on my channel and just like dive through my videos, and you'll find a bunch of different series that I've talked about. And yeah, I really do recommend either checking this out or checking out Dead Man Wonderland, because the artwork is incredible, the writing is cool, and I wouldn't say it's like incredible writing, but it's decent writing, and the artwork to me is like the big selling point, and just how dark and depraved the storytelling is. So we've got No Matter What You Say, Fuji-san is scary. This is a really cute story. I've read the first 3 volumes of it so far, and what's funny is, like, I didn't want to pick it up. I just saw the artwork and the title. I know I in another video I did in my I've been reading rom-com manga video, I kind of took shots at series that have like these really long titles, like No Matter What You Say, Fuji-san is Scary, or Hitomi-chan is Shy with Strangers, and all these titles with like these long names. I kind of took shots at these sorts of titles. When will Ayumu make his move? I just, because of that, I didn't want to check the series out, but I ultimately decided, what, I want to do this video, so I want to just check out random rom-com mangas, and this is actually a really good one. And yeah, like I said, I've already read the first 3 volumes, and I have volume 4 here, so yeah, I definitely recommend this if you are into, like, just cute rom-com manga. There's nothing super serious about it. It's pretty on the surface, like, just a cute, fun story. You're not going to find any deeper meanings here. This isn't, something by Naoki Urasawa. We got Mashal Volume 7 and Volume 8. This has an anime. This has an anime coming out now. This is pretty much One Punch Man meets fucking the wizarding world of Harry Potter, and it's more like it's more like One Punch Man goes to like this wizarding world and just like beats the living shit out of everybody. And it's a really good series. I really recommend it. I mean, the fact that I have it through 8 should tell you that it's definitely worth checking out, worth investing the time. And if you don't want to collect the physical volumes, you could always read it on the Viz Shonen Jump app. We got Crazy Food Truck Volume 2. I wasn't going to pick this up because I wasn't a huge fan of the first volume of this series. I think I mentioned this in a currently reading video that I did. Yeah, like, I wasn't a huge fan of the first volume of it. It's an okay series, and I figured, you know what, it was on sale. I think I paid like $6 for it on Right Stuff Anime, so I said, you know what, I'll give it another shot. I was actually going to give away my first volume of it. So depending on how this goes, because I'm not going to spend any more money on the series unless I really enjoy this. So if I end up enjoying Volume 2 of Crazy Food Truck, then I will definitely, keep it going. This is kind of like a Mad Max type of setting. This is kind of like a Mad Max type of setting, and this old dude right there is like ex-military, and he has a food truck, and pretty much the apocalypse, and there's like nobody around, and so she eats all the food, and it's kind of cute, I guess. But I thought it was gonna be much different than what we got. But yeah, I mean, it's not a super terrible story. It's just not, for me. So next up, we've got The Breaker. I don't know much about the series other than that it's Korean, and I've heard really good fucking things about this series. I think there's like some kind of supernatural, stuff going on in it. But yeah, like I said, I really don't know much about it, and this is the second manhwa that I've bought. The other one that I own is Solo Leveling, and I did a video about Solo Leveling a while ago, which like got a lot of views in a really short amount of time. And yeah, I've got the first 3 volumes of it, so I mean, I'm already like pretty certain that I'm gonna enjoy the series based on the hype and the really kind things that people have said about it and the artwork and whatnot. So I'm really looking forward to checking it out. And yeah, I'll probably end up doing like a let's talk about it, and then somebody will tell me that I'm late to the party, like they did in the Solo Leveling video. We've got Gigant Volume 9. This series is nuts. Like I really want to do a video about it, but I don't really know how to go about it, because this series is really over the top, really adult. But then again, I did do a video about Destiny lovers, so I mean, there's no reason why I won't do one about Gigant. But that'll be like if I have nothing else to talk about or something, I'll do a video about Gigant. More than anything, I'd rather talk about Gantz, even though like a bunch of YouTubers have already done videos about Gantz. But I want to do a video about like a really specific arc in Gantz, which is the Osaka arc. So yeah, we'll see. Like I'll definitely eventually get around to it. Yeah, and that's gonna be what my video will be about. It'll be about a specific, just the Osaka arc. So I guess in a sense it'll be kind of spoilery, but it's not, gonna break. I think I don't think it's gonna break your immersion with it if you ever start it, because it's such a specific arc that takes place in like a pretty far stretch into into the manga. And I legitimately wish that one day it gets brought back, the anime gets brought back, and they do the whole thing. That would be incredible to me. We've got Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible Volume 3. This is a really cute series. I definitely recommend it. You can read it on the Viz app, the Viz Shonen Jump app, if you don't feel like collecting the physical volumes. But I definitely recommend checking this out, because I really like Gubo a lot. She's really cute. And then, Shiraishi is like this dude who is invisible to pretty much everyone but her. She seems to see him no matter, what situation, while the rest of the world ignores him. So it's a really cute series, and I've enjoyed it quite a bit. Tomo-chan is a Girl Volume 3. I mentioned this in my I've been reading rom-com manga video. I even also mentioned Gubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible. I mentioned both of those in that video. This is actually a really good series. Like, I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not, and it has an anime coming out, so I guess we'll see, what happens with the anime. I'll probably end up watching that, because I don't think I'm ever going to be able to complete this series. I think like volumes 4 through like 8 are sold out and like worth like $50 a piece or something like that. So I'm probably only ever going to own up to volume 3 of the series. But yeah, it's a really cute series and I like it quite a bit. Call of the Night Volume 9. This is a really good series that I've enjoyed, because I am a person who has insomnia, and it makes me, it makes me reflect on nights when I was younger that I'd go out in the middle of the night and just get up to just shenanigans. And I love that that's what, the inciting incident is of this, is you have this kid who walks around at night because he can't sleep, and he has like no real interest in spending time with anyone, and he meets like a vampire girl, and he decides that he wants to hang out with her, and it becomes a really good series. I've only read I think like the first 2 or 3 volumes of it, but I have through 9 now with this. I don't have 4 or 5. Those are sold out, and who knows when those will become available again. But once they do, I will be adding those to the collection and be caught up with Call of the Night. And yeah, I did talk about this in a video. I talked about this in my Hey, Have You Read video. And I went way more in depth into it in that video. But yeah, I really like this series, and I can't wait to read more of it and see. And hopefully, it keeps my interest, because I've bought so much of it. I've only read like the first 2 volumes, but I bought the rest of it because I'm worried that it's going to sell out. And then, if I end up really liking it and now I can't, pick up the rest of it, that would be a shame. Let's talk about one of my favorite manga to come out this year. This is Dan to Dan, or Dan to Dan. And I think that Yuki Nobutatsu has done a wonderful job with Dan to Dan or Dan to Dan, however you want to pronounce it, don't matter. I had somebody mention that they didn't want to do the videos that I do in the manner that I do them because they cannot pronounce the Japanese names. But I don't think that's a big deal. I mean, I feel like you can get a pass as long as you're showing love for something and you're showing that you care about it. To me, that you get a pass on that. You don't have to, pronounce it the way that it is pronounced because not everyone, knows Japanese in that to that capacity. I mean, I barely know it because I studied it a long time ago, so I'm able to at least pronounce the names, but I can't read it as well as I would like, and I really don't understand. For the most part, a lot of Japanese, which is a shame because I studied it for so long. Like I should be able to speak it, but I, for the most part, cannot. And yeah, like I said, it's a shame. But yeah, Dan to Dan or Dan to Dan is a solid series. Like I cannot praise it enough. It reminds me of like Chainsaw Man. Had a child with Konosuba, and that child is Dan to Dan. This series is insane. It's like it just has like this breakneck pace that like doesn't give up. And I've read this whole volume already. I did a video about it. I did a Let's Talk about this series, and I've been reading it on the Viz Shonen Jump app, and I want to say that like it really does, keep up the breakneck pace from this. Like if you read this volume, like and you haven't continued it on, maybe you're waiting for the next volume to drop or something. I won't give any spoilers, but yeah, it pretty much keeps up the breakneck pace, and I can't wait to add Volume 2 to my collection, even though by the time Volume 2 comes out, I'll probably already be completely caught up with the with it on the Shonen Jump Viz app. Alright, so we've got Mages of the Library Volume 3, we've got Volume 4, and Volume 5. I love the artwork, and I'm like eating my hair. I love the artwork, and I love the creator, Mitsu Izumi. I think that she is an incredible mangaka and a really solid storyteller. She actually did the manga She actually did the manga that I'm going to be talking about really soon. I mean, I already talked about it. I did a video about it, but I'm going to be dropping that video. Hopefully, I'll be dropping it next week, which is Seventh Garden, which is right up there. This is her current manga that she is writing. I'm really hoping that she returns to Seventh Garden and finishes that series out so that we can, have a clear conclusion. I thought, that it would end in those volumes, but apparently not. So hopefully sooner or later she, gets back to that. But these are like really thick volumes, which is really cool. So I'm really interested in seeing, where this will go. I haven't started it yet, but, it's about a young boy who's like an orphan, and he's orphaned because he has like 11 ears or something like that, and nobody wants anything to do with him, but he gets accepted into this library, and he goes, I guess, like on adventures with books. I'm not really sure yet because I haven't started it yet, but once I do start it, I will do a video about it. So yeah, please look forward to that because I have just an infinite amount of content, always in the works. There's always tons of stuff, just ready to drop. Alright, so this is a series that I'm really looking forward to reading because the artwork is incredible. And like I didn't even know the series existed until I saw that Right Stuff had a sale. This is The Children of the Whales, and I only have the first 2 volumes of it. I may or may not end up, picking up more of it depending on how I like these volumes, because as beautiful as the artwork looks, I've heard people saying that it's an okay story. And as you can see, like it's kind of like it's raised where you can see some exquisite details that aren't readily on the surface. And even with her tattoos, there's like there's raised parts that shine, and that's really cool. All right, then we've got Solo Leveling volumes 4 and 5. So yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed Solo Leveling. I've read the first 3 volumes, and like I said, I did a video about Solo Leveling, and I'm not really sure when this ends, but I think it's over already. Like, I think the manhwa is over. I don't know if this is the last volume of the manhwa, or if there's more coming out. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna collect it because I've enjoyed it so far, and I like that it looks more like more like a comic book than than like straight up just like manga and whatnot. And it is Korean, and the way it's meant to be read, I think it's like a scroll. Like you just scroll down, and like it just the artwork just keeps going and it keeps flowing, which is really cool. It's a really solid design that I've never really experienced before because like I didn't read this. I didn't read it, online like pretty much everybody else did. I'm reading it physically as it pretty much comes out. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to where it's gonna go, and how it's gonna end. I know when I did my video, some people called it like mediocre, and others said that it was good. So I mean, I'm enjoying it, and that's ultimately what matters. Is that you're reading something and you're enjoying it. What other people think about it, that's their opinion, but you shouldn't let that stop you from enjoying something. The reason I'm touching my hair so much is that it is like 900 degrees in this room. And like having long hair, dude, I'm like suffocating. Long hair, and then the lights are like right in my face. We're almost done though. Like I got like 2 more things to talk about. Blade of the Immortal. I now have volumes 4. What is this right here? This is 5. This is 6. I really like the artwork for 6, and 6 is like the beefiest one. I think 6 is like the beefiest volume of them all, which is really random that like just the random volume in the middle would be like the biggest volume. And then we've got, I think right here, this is what, 7, right here, volume 7, and then got the closer. And then we've got the closer, volume 10. I ended up picking this up because my really good friend Justin Joseph is a huge fan of Blade of the Immortal. I started reading the first volume of it like years ago at this point, I think, like at least like 3 years ago maybe. I started reading the first volume of Blade of the Immortal, and like I couldn't really get into it, so I ended up abandoning it, but he thinks it's one of the greatest series ever created. So to be a good friend and to, really check out a series that, my really close friend enjoys, I decided to give it another shot, and I'm going to start it from the beginning, and I'm going to try to just read all of it at the same time. I'm not really sure when exactly, but I'm going to start volume 1, which is at the end there. I'm going to start volume 1 all the way back over. I could have picked up the omnibus volumes, which are a lot thicker, but I kind of like these. I like the artwork, on the spines for these, and I just the omnibus ones, the artwork is kind of boring, like it's just because it's in an omnibus and it's a much bigger print that I'm sure like when you flip it it'll look a lot nicer, but I can't front, man. Like I really like these. I like the way they look. I like the way the spines look and the different characters from the series. Like to me, I personally think this is the way to collect it. But if you're one of those people like you want to have the omnibus volumes, like the bigger, I mean these are omnibus volumes, but I mean if you want to have like the big ones, like these Berserk ones back here, like you want to have those, size omnibus volumes for Blade of the Immortal, I 100% understand and I respect it. All right, and for the last one from this haul, I wanted to show you guys one of my favorite manga series of all time. This is a nice thick omnibus volume, and I've got nothing but praise for it. This is the United States of America Advanced Placement Edition. This is a really great manga series. It's a nice thick volume. It's got a lot of stuff going on. It's got the 2016 election, the Trump presidency, the COVID-19 pandemic. I had no idea it was in there, dude. The 2020 election. This is fucking hilarious. So, I mean, if you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, I received this in one of my haul videos that I did, like one of my really early haul videos that I did. I just wanted to show this because, like, I was doing a live stream, and one of my subs mentioned it, and I thought it was hilarious, and I actually still own it, so it's right here. If you're watching, here's the AP fucking here's the AP book, still in my collection. It's fucking hilarious that I even have this. That like this was shipped to me. I was supposed to receive Mega Volume 6. I actually have it now. It's over there. I actually have Mega Volume 6 now. But yeah, it was hilarious, dude. Like I was supposed to receive that, and I received this instead. Luckily, I was still able to get my hands on Volume 6. But yeah, here it is. Here it is in its glory. AP fucking AP history, United States history. And this is actually like a really thick boy too. I don't even know like how I didn't even realize. I think because at the time I was receiving copies of fucking Prison School, so like I had no idea. It's just it's hilarious, dude. And like I'm just gonna keep it for that reason, because like I opened it pretty much while I was doing the video, and like my genuine reaction, like what the hell is this? How did this end up? How did this end up in my collection? So yeah, I actually do have like 2 more things to talk about. I just thought it'd be funny to bring this up. All right, so let's get back to it. This is Blam by Nihei, and this is Volume 6. With these, I collect all of Blam. I've got volumes 1 through 4 right there, and I thought it was funny, you know, to bring up the AP history book, because of the fact that, you know, I'm talking about some Nihei, some Tsutomu Nihei. I mean, this is 100%. Like, I respect Nihei. I respect his contributions to manga, and that's why I'm trying to like just own a bunch of his work. I do want to eventually try to get my hands on the Knights of Sidonia Master Editions, but those I think are like way more. I think there's like 13 of them, and I just don't have that kind of space. Like, I wish I did. I wish I had like an infinite library where I could just collect everything under the sun, but I can't. And I've been a lot more picky, you know, recently with what I buy, and I haven't been buying like crazy amounts like I did like the last time, where I almost had like 100 volumes of manga. This one was like 67, I think, give or take. The number might actually be off for all I know, but yeah, I think it's like 67 volumes of manga. And yeah, I mean, I really do want to get through this whole thing. I started Volume 1 a while ago, and then I, like, right before I went to Orlando, I'd started Volume 1. So, probably soon. Like, I got a break coming up, you know, from just everything, and I'm gonna sit down and try to knock out as much of the manga in my collection as I can, because I've also kind of slowed down on buying a lot of manga. And so that'll definitely help me, you know, catch up, because I have a lot of catching up to do. Alright, so whenever I do these videos, I always save the best one for last. I always save the best series for last. And we're back at it. Last time I don't think I collected a Berserk volume last time, but this time I do. I have volume 11 here of these big omnibus Berserk volumes. And I don't think there's many more left. I think up to like 14 or 15 or something is what we will, up to like 14 or 15 I think is what we'll have of these Kentaro Miura big boy volumes. I'm going to start opening them up pretty soon. I'm going to start with volume 1 over there. I'm going to start cracking them open and start rating them, because I do want to start doing videos about this series on the channel. And yeah, I definitely, you know, owe like a huge respect and love and admiration to Miura Sensei for this world that he created, that so many artists over time have borrowed from. And I don't want to say steal, because I don't think that's fair. I think it's an influence. I think a lot of people were just influenced by him. You know, like the Dark Souls games were definitely 100%, you know, influenced in just a lot of different things and medias, whatever, arts, people were influenced by this world that he created in the world of Berserk. And it was such an expansive, such a massive, wonderful world, and dark and brutal and unforgiving. And he put so much of himself into it. And even till the end, I think, you know, it's the world in which he lived and operated. And yeah, it's something to be commended. And I will definitely, as they come out, I will keep buying these volumes and always, cherishing them and cherishing the legacy of Kentaro Miura. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. It means the world to me that you spent time with me. You could have been doing anything else with your day, but you came and you hung out and you watched me rip through a bunch of manga. I'm sorry that I didn't say more about each thing. Like I really don't have a lot of time. I'm really pressed for time. I've become extremely busy with just my life and my work and whatnot, and I really don't have a lot of time. Like I busted this video out after a workout, and yeah, I still have other things that I have to do before I can call it a night and go to bed and then wake up and rinse, repeat, start my day all over again, go to work and, pretty much do the adult thing. So thank you so much, for real. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope that you have a good weekend. Hopefully I will be able to drop this on the weekend. If not, then maybe Monday or something. We'll see. But yeah, please take care of yourselves.